Hi everybody, my name is Michelle Clark and I represent the Mindset Network. We are here today at the Montague Drive Primary with Judine Kampher and Nadiema Gamieldien, and we are going to see a lovely mentorship lesson in the form of team teaching. And I just want to hear quickly from Judine a little bit about your teaching experience and how you've been finding teaching so far, how many years of teaching experience you have, and if you ever felt like you needed to head for the hills and run very far away. What has your teaching experience been like so far?
I've been teaching for 2 years at the moment. Montague Drive is my first school. I find teaching quite interesting. I really love what I do. My mentor, Nadiema, helped me a lot. Showed me many things, took me through for the 2 years of my teaching career basically. So my third year now, I'm ready and I'm set and I can do things on my own, definitely.
So Nadiema, please tell me, what is the role of PSP in all of this mentorship programs?
Okay, firstly, I'm a science facilitator. I'm also assisting with life skills in foundation phase, and I'm also a qualified mentor.
So what will your role be today with Judine in the classroom?
I will be guiding and assisting. We planned the lesson together, and because we've been working for the past 2 years very closely, she knows the way we work at PSP. We believe the learner should be involved in the learning process. The learner should think about what they're doing and afterwards write about it. So we believe a hands-on, minds-on, words-on. That's the way to go.
Okay. Judine, what can we expect today to see in the classroom?
We're going to be doing a little bit of adjectives, but basically we want the learner to, the purpose of the lesson is for the learner on the end of the day to be able to write a descriptive essay. So describing the animals or the words and things like that. More that needs to come out of the lesson.
Could you show me some of the resources which PSP has developed?
I'm going to show you first the book that we've been using for natural sciences, because we're a science organization. That is this one. It is also based on the first natural science strand, life and living. And this one is specifically focused for grade 5. As you can see clearly, the animals on there, and that is why we decided to integrate the English lesson today with animals, because in grade 5, according to the CAPS document, they do sorting and classifying of animals according to their groups. And this is another resource that PSP have developed. It's called our plant and animal cards. These cards has been developed by PSP in conjunction with Kirsten Bosch, the educational outreach as well. So the information at the back of the card tell you a little bit about the animal or the plant that's in front of the card. It also tells you a little bit where it is found, who's the enemies, the life cycle, and the language of that particular animal or plant in different languages. So already there you see integration happening successfully.
And your role inside the classroom today, would there be certain parts where you would interrupt or come in, or will she indicate when she needs your help?
Basically, I will observe as the lesson unrolls, seeing that we plan together. I know what is the next step supposed to be, and if I feel that there's a place where I can assist and guide to make the learning process better, I will step in. And Judine is quite comfortable with that, because that is how we've been working the past 2 years.
Right, so we wish Judine and Nadiema good luck today in their classrooms. And we are going to be on our way now to the classroom to observe that lesson. Let's see how it goes.
So today we're going to do a little lesson, an English lesson. Are you ready? Yes. But before we start, I need you to put on your little thinking caps. So let's put it on. Okay. So we're going to do a little icebreaker before we start, which is a little game we're going to play. And it goes this way. So, you got your stickers on your desk? Yes. I'm going to start out like this. My name is Kim. I am Pretty Kim. So now you need to give yourself with your name something. So it will maybe be Zoe. Zoe, what name would you put in front of your name? Beautiful Zoe. Okay.
Teacher Kampher, I think we should start by showing them an example of how we will do it, right? You said your name is Kim today.
Kim today.
So you will give a word to describe Kim.
I will be saying Pretty Kim.
Okay, so you're going to write it. I'll give you a pokie and you'll stand up much nicer. And you all know me as Teacher Nadiema, right? So I will be Nice Nadiema. So have you all thought of a name for you already? You know what your name is, but have you all thought of a descriptive word?
So I'm Pretty Kim. Who are you? So you can go ahead and you write down.
Yeah.
Oh, stay. Okay, Rahul, you can tell me who are you? You can stand? Smart Rahul. And now? Beautiful Inam. Okay, and Jillian? Okay. Beautiful Jillian. Liam? Bright Liam. Okay, now
I think before Mrs. is going to start with the lesson today, I want everybody to be sitting comfortably, and I can see the two of them are not going to be able to see what Mrs. is going to show. So can we quickly turn this desk around and we turn that desk around so that you can all see clearly.
So, everyone can just look at the board for me over there. We see 3 pictures over here, am I correct? Yes. Okay, so on your own, just try to tell me, what do you think is happening in the story by just looking at the picture?
Teacher, can you ask them maybe to brainstorm in the
But
group?
now, I don't want you to tell me. You're going to tell me, but you're first going to brainstorm it in your group. So, you're going to write it on a strip. And you and your group are going to discuss what do you see on the picture.
So one person in the group will decide who's going to write what the group have decided.
So I'm going to give you a total of 2 to 3 minutes to discuss.
Here's your question.
I need plastic.
First picture, the lion is.
The question is on the board as well. What do you think the story is about? Now, okay, then we're going to have one person come inside with us. Okay. So now, you and your group discussed what do you think the story is about, am I right? Now we need someone to come and give feedback in your group on what you guys decided on what the story is all about. We're going to start by group number 1. Do you have your person that's going to give feedback? Okay. You might give your chart to teacher Nadiema.
You can read fast first if you want to. You want me to go with that? Can you see? Can you tell us?
We think that the lion never ate the mouse. The lion got by the branches.
Okay, that's correct. Guys. So they think that the lion never ate the mouse, and the lion got trapped by the hunters, and the mouse saved the lion. That's what they think about the 3 pictures. Okay, so let's move on to group number 2. You got someone to give feedback over there?
Let's see. Can you see clearly?
We think the lion wants to eat the mouse. And in picture number 2, the lion is trapped in the net. Picture number 3, the mouse saw the lion trapped and freed him.
Okay, so the same, something similar, am I right? That group number 2 also discovered. We think the lion wants to eat the mouse, and they also think that the lion is trapped in the net in the second picture over there. And in the third opinion is that the mouse saw the lion trapped and freed him. Okay, our last group, group number 7.
You are quite small. Can you see clearly? Okay, so she said that the lion was shouting for help.
You guys now thought about what the story is about by just looking at the picture. So who can tell me, just by looking at the picture, so you made your own prediction, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so who can give me another word for prediction so that you can explain to me? CJ over there, which is? An idea, okay. The next person over there is Rahul. He wants to also give another word for prediction, which is? To guess. Okay, so prediction, it means having an idea, also to guess. So just by looking at the picture that we had on over there, you guys came up with a lot of words to tell me exactly what do you think the story is about. Now, what I want you to do is, just by the picture, I want you now to discuss and come up with a title that you would give your own story just by looking at the picture. So you can quickly, 1 minute, I give you 1 minute.
Yes. Have you all thought of a title for your story? Yes. Make sure that it's short and sweet and catchy so that people can remember it. So I want you to flip your page. Do you see there's a space on top? A white space on top? You must take your pencil now and write the title that your group have decided.
Group number 1, can you tell me which title you came up with? The mouse saved the lion. Your title? Can you just read your title out for me? And nice and clear.
Lion and the little mouse.
The big lion and the little mouse. Okay, group number 4. Jenna?
The healthy mouse.
The helpful mouse. Group number 7. Okay, do you want to stand up?
The mouse saved the day.
The mouse saved the day. Very interesting titles. Okay, so now we're going to read the story. I'll be reading the story to you. You'll all be following. Okay. One day, 2 tiny grey mice were watching a huge, fierce lion sleeping in the sun. Run over his nose, said the one. See if he wakes up. So the silly little mouse ran over the lion's nose. And what happened? Of course, the lion woke up and caught the mouse in his massive paw. Oh, please don't eat me, lion, begged the quivering mouse. One day I will help you. The lion laughed. You can't help me. And because he was not really hungry, the lion let the mouse go. Soon after that, the lion was running in the field. Suddenly, he ran into a trap that men had made to catch a bug. Help! Help! He roared. A buck talked by. I won't help you, said the buck. Last week you ate my brother. Then the little grey mouse ran by. You didn't eat me last week, she said. I will help you. So the little grey mouse nibbled. Now I know that even little animals can help big animals like me. Ooh, we enjoyed that story. Was it a nice story? Yes. Okay, so now, in your group, I'm going to ask questions and you're going to answer, right? Do you think a little creature could help a big creature? And in which way? And you need to tell me why. Zara over there? Okay, Zara says yes, they can, right? So, can you tell me why do you think so? Because sometimes small animals can help big animals. That's correct. Anybody else want to answer? Jamila?
Like if there's a small hole and a big person can't fit in a small person, then the person that's
Yeah, so there's a small hole and then the big one can't fit in, a big animal can't fit in, then the small one can go in, am I right?
Does the big lion size matter?
Because the mouse helped the lion. So it doesn't really matter whether the lion was big or whether we had a small lion, it doesn't really matter. The mouse still helped the lion. So size in this case of the lion didn't really matter. Okay.
I think maybe now we must see how well they are thinking. You all enjoyed the story, right? Now Miss is going to throw a question or pose a question and we want to see if you're going to think beyond that. Right,
Okay.
let's see how well you're thinking.
So
Okay.
for 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to pose the question. If you were in the lion's shoes, what would you have done differently? If you were in the lion's shoes, hey? If you were the lion,
So you don't have to go back to the story. Remember, you now saying what you would
What did
do.
you have done differently?
Okay.
We're going to do a little practical activity. The activity that is called the Feely activity, and this is called the Feely box. So I'm going to give each group one, and then I'm going to explain afterwards what we're going to do. Do you understand? Yes. Okay.
You'll notice on your box it's written in English Feely box, and then in Afrikaans it's written the same thing, just full box. And then you also have it in isiXhosa, and it is called Paka boxy. So now you're learning 3 different languages.
Now you have your little Feely box over there. So in your group, I'm going to demonstrate to you, but there's 3 questions before I'm going to demonstrate to you. You're not going to tell me what the item is, because that's not what I want. Now remember, it's the feely box. I need to feel. You're going to describe to me basically what item or object you pick up, and then you're going to describe to me. Now the 3 questions I'm going to ask is, the first one, what is the texture? Now when I speak about texture, teacher Nadiema can add that onto the word list. How does it feel, the texture? Is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it rough, right? Is it furry? The next question will be, what size is your object? Is it small or is it big? The third question is, which shape or what shape is your object? Right. So I'm going to demonstrate to you, and then you're going to do it in your group. Okay, I'm going to look for an item. I'm not supposed to see, I'm just supposed to feel Liam. Can you see Liam?
So you're choosing one item.
Only one item. Okay, I've got an item. My texture, rough.
Okay, so this is using rough.
It's rough in texture. My item is small in size. The shape of my item, it's round.
Okay, like a circle?
Like a circle, yes. So who can guess what item is it? Miat? Toilet paper roll. Incorrect. Who can tell me? Sander?
A tennis ball.
It's a tennis ball. That's correct.
Wow, that was quick.
So, we're going to start by group number 1. Group number 1 is going to feel. Someone's going to feel. Dokibal's going to feel in group number 1.
It's soft.
What is it, small or big?
It's small.
And shape?
Square.
Is it maybe perhaps something you can eat?
Okay, so you can remove your object. Let us see what it is.
The beans, that's why I said you could eat it. Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel? It's rough. What size is it? It's a small thing. What shape? A square with a round.
Is it something that you play with?
Is it eat? No.
Maybe she must show us. Show us what you have.
Let's see what was quite difficult.
Oh, it's a block, a wooden block. It's a box.
So now you're going to underline in blue your nouns. You're going to circle. Let everyone make a circle. Circle your adjectives in red.
Here we go.
So now we have 2 animals over here, and remember from the story, the lion and the mouse. So now we're going to describe. First we're going to start with the lion, and then we're going to move on to the mouse. Let's describe. So now you need to give me answers. Let's describe. Give a word for describe the lion.
Big lion.
Big lion, for example. Okay, give me another one.
Hungry lion. Brave lion.
So we have 4 words to describe our lion. Let's move on to the mouse.
Tiny mouse.
Here.
A knowing mouse.
An annoying mouse.
A silly mouse.
Now you have the animal card in front of you with the information about your animal that you have over there. So now you have to describe your animal in your group.
Come, you write it as a date. You write here.
Hi, so we're back with Nadiema and Judine, and we've just completed your lesson, and I thought it went pretty well, but I need to know from you how you think your lesson went.
I think my lesson went okay. I just needed, there's a few things that I could change, that I could improve on, and there are a few things that I did good as well.
Okay, so what did you do very well?
My group interacting, having learners respond very well as to me, the questions that I asked as well, and then doing their own work as working in a group, so they were able to work in a team as well, and also the individual work they could do it on their own.
Let's hear from the mentor. Which parts do you think she can definitely do some changes to and improve on?
I think with regard to the group work, we saw that the group work takes up much more time, she could have assigned a question to 2 groups, and only those 2 groups will answer that particular question, and another set of questions to the other groups. So we have about 7 groups in the class, so maybe the 3 questions can be divided amongst the 7, and then they only concentrate on that particular question, and then the others will also listen to what they've said. It's not they're all thinking in the same line. Yeah.
So you've developed materials?
Yes,
I see something
yes,
called Teach
yes.
Smart.
We have developed a manual called a Teach Smart Handbook. This Teach Smart Handbook came about after we've been in the pilot project for 2 years. Last year was the second part of the pilot, so it's where we did the implementation. Then this book rolled out. So all our findings, learnings that took place, we all compiled into the book. The book has 2 sections. The first section of the book is a guide to the first-time teacher. Here we guide the teacher with regard to how do I prepare myself for my learners? What do I do on day 1? How do I get to know my learners? How do I set up my classroom? The second part of the book is meant for the school, what the school need to do, and how they can assist the novice teacher or the first-time teacher with regard to her teaching.
Tell me about the touchy-feely box.
The feely box basically, it's a little box and then we have items in the box. But just to get the vocabulary of where they can say, okay, it's hard, it's describing the object or the item basically. So that's what the feely box, it's giving us the activity basically.
I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
You know that teachers have lack of resources. Lots of teachers are going to say they're not going to make a box. You know?
Yes.
So what kind of lessons would you suggest as alternatives?
Yes, I'm just going to build on to the word that we explained this morning, prediction, where they had to predict what the story is about. So it's also another word or a synonym for prediction is to guess. So I would play a guessing game. They would make and develop their own little riddle about an animal. And they won't tell what the animal is, but they use descriptive words to explain all the features about the animal, and then they must guess what animal I'm talking about.
The silly, fuzzy,
Yes.
crazy cat.
Furry, feathery, scaly.
Fluffy.
And you?
I've got another idea. We can either blindfold one of the learners perhaps, and then in your group they can either give you an item or they will tell you, okay, go and look for a round object, and then we go and look for a round object. So they have to fill in to say, okay, I've got a round object, and then how does it feel? So blindfolding can also work, and all they only need to describe whatever they find.
And I think what will help there with the language thing, I'm always coming back to the language because I know that's a big problem, is the word list that we develop alongside. So if they use the word texture, write that word on the list. And if they don't know what texture is, that's why the dictionary is on the table. So that they can look up the word and then share, and then they will use the word then later when they have to write their paragraph.
So we know that children fiddle with their things on their desk. What was that little boy's name?
Oh, you're talking about Liam.
Liam,
That's
yes.
right.
He kept on fiddling with his dictionary. He seems so enthusiastic about looking in his dictionary.
He is. Whenever we do activities and things like that, he will always ask me. We don't have much resources in terms of dictionaries, so he'll always come up to me and he will ask me, Miss, what's this word? And I would always, sometimes I would give the word to him, or most of the time I would tell him, you can use my dictionary and you can go and look it up yourself. And then he goes and look it up and then he has it, because he's very neat and he loves things to be precise. So step 1, step 2, he's like that.
So maybe you as the mentor should maybe suggest that he always has a list of words that he needs to look up to keep him occupied.
Definitely.
I suggested previously in our previous lessons that you should use that word list. At the end, give each group a word, and they will look up their own word, and then they write the meaning of it at the back of the homework book, and then they can place that word on the word wall. Have you noticed the alphabet right around your class?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right, so thank you very much to these 2 lovely ladies at Montague Drive Primary. We'd like to thank PSP for their hard work that they're doing in the school, and of course to the teachers who are participating in this project. It can be quite daunting having a mentor in your classroom, somebody always helping and assisting you, but I'm sure that you'll go from strength to strength from this point onwards and fly solo eventually. So from our team, from the Mindset team, we'd like to thank everybody who participated in this project, and have fun teaching.
Will do.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.